Oh God, nigga still ain't recovered. You know what? You know what his name is to me? His name is
Dame Dash has never been one to shy away from controversy, but his latest claim is raising eyebrows everywhere. He's calling Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright prophets, pointing to their eerily accurate predictions about Hollywood's darkest secrets. As more allegations surface against some of the industry's biggest names, their words feel less like wild accusations and more like undeniable truths. Are they seeing what others can't, or simply saying what no one else dares to? Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright have never been afraid to speak their minds, even when it made them targets of criticism. In an industry where silence often feels like the safer option, both have built reputations as truth-tellers, calling out misconduct and exposing the underbelly of the entertainment world. While their claims have sparked controversy and skepticism, their words often seem to hit closer to the truth than many would like to admit.
It's time for Fatima Robinson to speak up about what she heard on that phone. It's time for somebody to be honest about who gave Aaliyah the pills that knocked her out before she was carried onto a plane she didn't want to be on. It's time for the other dancers who knew she was terrified to get on that plane to speak up.
Jaguar Wright, a talented singer with a raw, soulful voice, has made headlines for her outspoken critiques of the music industry. She's shared chilling stories about its darker side, including her thoughts on Aaliyah's tragic death. Many dismissed her as someone seeking attention, but others began noticing that some of her claims lined up with known events or later revelations. Whether Wright is highly intuitive or deeply knowledgeable about the inner workings of the industry, her ability to connect the dots has kept people intrigued and divided. Katt Williams, meanwhile, has carved a unique space in comedy, blending humor with sharp social commentary. He's used his platform to shine a light on exploitation and hypocrisy in Hollywood, calling out powerful figures and challenging the status quo. This boldness hasn't come without cost. He's faced backlash and even personal setbacks. Yet his observations often feel ahead of their time, leading many to reconsider the weight of his words.
Imbalanced. Are they really like prophets? And when I say prophet, because again, I can't know that what they're saying is true, but what they said was going to happen as far as exposure and people being accused of allegations, it's all been 100. They always said Homeboy was next. A week ago, I did an interview and they asked me about, like, what do you think about
Dame Dash, once a close ally of Jay-Z and now one of his most vocal critics, has made waves by declaring Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright as prophets. His bold statement wasn't made lightly. According to Dash, the two have demonstrated an uncanny ability to predict significant events in the entertainment industry, particularly around misconduct allegations involving high-profile figures. For Dash, their accuracy is too precise to be dismissed as coincidence.
things would be exposed? So he's really looking like a fortune teller. And you know, like Jaguar and all that, like, regardless, it's like, why are the people that are looked at to be imbalanced saying these things and then they're actually happening?
Jaguar Wright and Katt Williams have both spoken openly about the darker side of Hollywood for years, often pointing out the power dynamics and abuses that many are hesitant to acknowledge. Recently, Wright hinted that a major figure in the music industry would face serious allegations, a claim that seemed to materialize with the recent lawsuit accusing Jay-Z of misconduct. For Dash, this wasn't just a lucky guess. It was part of a pattern of insights that have proven to be startlingly on point. Dash believes these two outspoken figures are tapping into truths that others in the industry prefer to keep hidden. He acknowledges that they've faced criticism, with many labeling them as unreliable or even imbalanced. But Dash argues that this dismissal is a tactic to discredit voices that are willing to challenge the status quo. Their willingness to speak out, even at great personal risk, is why Dash sees them as prophets of sorts. Individuals who dare to tell the truth in a world that often rewards silence.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z.
The allegations against Jay-Z have sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, sparking renewed conversations about power, accountability, and the hidden dynamics of celebrity culture. The lawsuit accuses Jay-Z of assaulting a 13-year-old girl during a VMA after-party in 2000, a claim that has shaken even his most loyal fans. In response, Jay-Z has vehemently denied the accusations, calling them heinous and urging for criminal charges to be pursued instead of civil lawsuits. His sharp rebuttal, paired with a strongly worded statement, has only intensified the controversy. Before we continue with the video and my further explanation, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Okay, let's continue.
The extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion.
What's unusual, as Dame Dash pointed out, is how vocal Jay-Z has been about these claims. Typically, Jay-Z prefers to let his legal team handle public disputes, rarely addressing such matters directly. This shift in approach has caught the attention of many, including Dash, who has suggested that this uncharacteristic behavior might indicate something more significant unfolding behind the scenes. The allegations, regardless of their outcome, have brought a familiar yet uncomfortable conversation back to the forefront: how power can shield individuals in the entertainment world from scrutiny. This case raises questions about the industry's culture of silence and whether influential figures are finally being held accountable for their actions. At the same time, it highlights the courage of those willing to come forward, despite the risks of speaking out against such powerful figures.
What makes her any different than Lauren London or Faith? I got a better one for you. Camille Cosby.
Jaguar Wright has always been a polarizing figure, known for her raw talent and even rawer honesty about the music industry's hidden truths. Her claims about the dark side of fame have raised eyebrows and sparked intense debates. Some see her as a whistleblower, someone with insider knowledge about the entertainment world's secrets. Others view her as someone with heightened intuition, able to piece together fragments of information to reveal a bigger picture. And then, there are those who wonder if there's something almost psychic about her ability to predict events.
Homes have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
Wright's accounts often seem too specific to dismiss entirely. She's spoken about issues like exploitation, abuse of power, and even the mysterious circumstances surrounding Aaliyah's death. While not every detail she shares has been verified, many of her predictions and observations have aligned with later revelations. This consistency is part of what makes her so intriguing and controversial. It's easy to dismiss her as unreliable, but the sheer number of times her claims have come to light is hard to ignore. Dame Dash's recent endorsement of Wright, calling her a prophet, adds even more weight to her voice. He pointed out that her predictions about certain major figures facing serious allegations came true, specifically in light of the recent lawsuit involving Jay-Z. Whether Wright's insights come from direct experience, an extraordinary ability to read patterns, or some deeper intuition, they've kept people listening even when her critics are the loudest.
So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing?
You will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Katt Williams has never shied away from speaking the uncomfortable truths about Hollywood. Known for his sharp wit and fearless commentary, he has used his platform as a comedian to call out the industry's gatekeepers and the power structures that exploit talent. While many admire his bravery, his outspokenness has often come at a high cost, leading to backlash, career obstacles, and even personal struggles.
Against them, then they sometimes have a problem, but we don't let that change the content because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Williams has consistently highlighted the darker side of fame, the manipulation, the exploitation, and the silencing of voices that challenge the status quo. His commentary goes beyond humor. It's a window into the industry's hidden dynamics. Whether addressing systemic issues or calling out specific individuals, Williams has a way of speaking with conviction that forces people to listen even when it makes them uncomfortable. Dame Dash's recent comments, labeling Katt Williams a prophet, underline the comedian's unique role in exposing Hollywood's secrets. Dash pointed out that Williams, like Jaguar Wright, has made bold claims that often seem to foreshadow real-life events. His observations about power dynamics and misconduct in the industry have resonated with many who see him as a truth-teller, someone willing to put his reputation on the line to shed light on what others are afraid to discuss. The entertainment industry is often built on illusion, an artful blend of glamour, storytelling, and carefully crafted personas. But beneath the surface, there are often darker realities that remain hidden from public view. Dame Dash's support for Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright has sparked questions about the role of truth in an industry that thrives on controlling narratives. Are these outspoken voices being dismissed because they challenge the status quo? Or are they simply exposing truths that many would prefer to keep buried? Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright have both faced intense backlash for their bold statements. Their insights into power dynamics, exploitation, and misconduct in Hollywood have made them polarizing figures. Yet, as Dash pointed out, their claims often align with events that later come to light. This pattern forces us to confront the uncomfortable possibility that the entertainment world silences truth-tellers, not because they're wrong, but because their truths threaten the carefully constructed image of the industry. Dash's comments highlight the need for more voices willing to speak up, even when it's inconvenient or controversial. Truth-telling isn't always neat or polished, and it doesn't always come from those society expects. Sometimes, the most uncomfortable truths come from those who are dismissed as difficult or unreliable. But does that make their words any less valid? So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.